The judge stared at me like she misheard her own question. Mr. Jensen, are you telling this court the HOA built a cul-de-sac on your land? The projector clicked. My surveyor's map lit the courtroom like a crime scene. Bright red blocks showing their houses sitting directly on my property. Half the HOA board stiffened. Mara Yates, their president, went sheet white. And all I said was, "Your Honor." They told me my barn was encroaching. Turns out the only thing encroaching was their entire neighborhood. People laughed under their breath. But back then, I wasn't laughing, because this war started with nothing more than a cup of coffee and a pair of angry heels marching across my land. I owned 10 quiet acres, old farmland, trees, a fence my grandfather built. All I wanted was a barn, a workshop, a place to keep raccoons from stealing my tools like tiny criminals. Permits filed, survey checked, crew hired, then heels on dirt. Fast, sharp, purposeful. "Excuse me, sir." A blonde bob, big sunglasses, and the tone of someone who charges rent for sunlight. "I'm Mara Yates, HOA president. You can't build that barn." "Yes, I can," I said. She gave me a smile like I was a toddler. "All these lots belong to Evergreen Meadows. Your land is part of our community." I pointed at my fence. "That fence has been the property line for decades." Her smile died. That was the first crack. But not the last. The next morning, an email, then a notice, then a stop work order zip-tied to my gate. I wasn't even in their HOA, but they didn't care. Suddenly, residents walked by my land like undercover agents. Animal control showed up. County inspectors showed up. Delivery drivers avoided my road because Mara said it was private HOA access. They wanted the barn gone. But what they really wanted was the land beneath it, and their next move proved it. Certified mail, thick envelope, bold letters across the top. Notice of legal action. Evergreen Meadows HOA. They accused me of building on their land. They demanded I tear down the barn, restore the soil, and transfer the disputed portion to them as community green space. Translation: give us your land. I laughed, then stopped laughing, then hired an attorney. Her name was Gina Park. Sharp mind, calm voice, zero tolerance for stupidity. She read the documents twice, then said, "Either this is a mistake, or the dumbest power grab I've seen in years." And then she found the crack that would collapse their entire kingdom. Gina hired a licensed surveyor. He walked my property for hours, planting neon flags. But something was wrong. His expression tightened. Flag after flag landed farther inside Evergreen Meadows than it should. Finally, he said quietly, "Your land doesn't stop at your fence." I felt my stomach drop. "How far does it go?" He pointed toward the subdivision. "You see those houses? Lots 7, 8, and 9. I nodded. "Yeah, those are on your land. Legally, they were built on the wrong parcel." I froze. The barn wasn't the problem. The neighborhood was. In court, the HOA attorney delivered a dramatic speech about community harmony. Mara dabbed her eyes like she was auditioning for Congress. Then Gina clicked the projector. The county-certified survey filled the screen, and the entire room went silent. Thick boundaries, overlays, shaded boxes showing 3 houses, a playground, and part of a walkway on my land. The judge leaned forward. "So, whose land are those houses on?" Gina didn't blink. "His, Your Honor." A gasp rolled through the courtroom. Mara sank into her seat. And from that moment, the power shifted. 2 weeks later, the judge delivered her ruling. It was brutal. Evergreen Meadows HOA has no jurisdiction over Mr. Jensen's land. The lawsuit is dismissed. The HOA is ordered to pay all legal fees and survey costs. Then came the nuclear line. As for the encroaching homes, the HOA may either purchase the land at fair market value, or remove or modify the structures. Someone whispered, "Our houses." It wasn't a threat. It was an order. Outside the courthouse, board members huddled in panic. Homeowners stared at me like I owned the ground under their shoes. because technically I did. Negotiations dragged on for months. Lowball offers. Desperate emails. Real estate chaos. Finally, the three homeowners bought perpetual easements. The HOA paid me a maintenance fee every year. The developer wrote a massive settlement check under threat of its own lawsuit. And hidden inside the agreement was the line I demanded. Evergreen Meadows HOA acknowledges it has no authority over the property of Mr. Jensen. Stamp.
Signature.
Done. The homeowners held an emergency meeting. The minutes leaked. They were savage. 39-1 vote. Remove Mara as HOA president. Ban her from any future board position. Require independent surveys before any land claims. She stood there silent, binder in hand, watching her kingdom collapse. But I was protecting the community, she whispered. No one answered, and she walked out alone, badge still pinned to her blazer, the symbol of a power she never really had. The homeowners held an emergency meeting. The minutes leaked. They were savage. 39-1 vote. Remove Mara as HOA president. Ban her from any future board position. Require independent surveys before any land claims. She stood there silent, binder in hand, watching her kingdom collapse. But I was protecting the community, she whispered. No one answered, and she walked out alone, badge still pinned to her blazer, the symbol of a power she never really had.